Hey guys, and welcome to the finale of the Skullgirls Story Mode commentaries. Now, I started this whole thing as sort of a commemoration of both the Japanese and Vita releases of Skullgirls Second Encore. So therefore, I thought, with the last part being of the Japanese version, let's finish things off by actually looking at the PS Vita version and seeing how it compares. Spoilers! It compares about as well as you think a Vita version would. It's actually really jarring playing this, because I'm playing on a PS TV. Because it's the only Vita I have, because they're like $20 when Target was going out in Canada. So let's take a look here at the Vita version. So, I mean, it works as you'd expect. The cool thing though is if you are using a Vita TV, you can actually plug in two control, because there's two USB slots, plug in a controller to each USB slot, and you can actually do local multiplayer on the PS TV, meaning you have a super portable, tiny Skullgirls machine that you can pretty much take everywhere, which is really cool. I think you can even plug in a fight stick. I haven't tried mine yet, but it's entirely possible. But let's just take a look at the how it looks. So as you can see, it's a little harder to tell on my computer because I'm looking at like what you guys would be seeing. On my TV, it is super blurry, super low quality. So let's actually just hop right in. The intro looks, it's kind of like it's pre-rendered, so it's pretty much the same. But as you can see, oh wow, you can actually see it looks fine on the end of the recording device. But no, it definitely looks a little blurry, a little less crisp than it would be on the on a PS4 or whatever, which makes sense. But let's get started. We're actually going to do story mode, and it will be voiced because I can't actually turn off the voices for story mode. But that's fine. I don't think it's that big of a problem. But yeah, like everything just doesn't look exactly right. The load times are a lot longer. The portraits for the character selects are actually super pixelated. Like, they are one of the most pixelated things I've ever seen. Like, it looks really bad actually, but you know what, it's fine, because this is meant to be played on a Vita, so the screen will not be a big screen TV. So let's hop into Robo Fortune story mode. So the load times are probably the biggest detriment to this thing. They can take up to like 40 seconds if you pick, large teams. But Robo Fortune story mode is entirely non-canon. However, the character itself is canon, which it's exactly like the character Robo Fortune was based on, which was Robo Kai, the robot version of Kai Kisuke from Guilty Gear, which is really cool. Robo Fortune even has a Kai Kisuke color that actually looks really good. So, this story mode though, it revolves around Brain Drain creating Robo Fortune. And before this story mode, I really didn't care about Brain Drain. I thought he was a bit of a useless character, but after this story mode, I loved him. Also, I love the note from Valentine here. It's actually super amazing. So yeah, no, none of this is canon, and actually will explicitly say later that it's not.
That's just stupid.
It's Crispin Freeman who voices Brain Drain, though, I'm pretty sure. And he does a really good job. I'm pretty sure about that. I'm a little more iffy about the actual voice actors of the side characters. Look at how attractive he is for a half-robot man with needle things. It's amazing. Needle fingers, that's what I'm looking for. So, the 5 objectives of Robo Fortune. Eliminate the Skullgirl, capture the Skull Heart, apprehend all traitors to Lab Zero, incapacitate other subjects seeking the Skull Heart, and master comedic timing, which is really good because that bottom part is faded out when it zooms in, and I love that. No, but he's such an interesting character, like, now that we know more about him. And that's a quote from, I think, Mega Man, also Keyboard Cat. She's entirely memes. That's what she is. No, it's KG Tang who voices him. He does a really good job. He was Owain in Fire Emblem. So I played this recently in Japanese, and I must say, they translated the puns directly from English to Japanese, which means I'm sure they don't make any sense at all, which is wonderful. They finally get a taste of their own medicine. So there's like 2 memes that just happened at once. Like, she is entirely based on memes, which I know a lot of people hate, but I think is great. Because, you know, it's like, because she's a failed experiment. That's what she is. It's Brain Drain's literally saying, like, whatever, I'll make another one. You're a failed one. And that's, of course, a dig at the player. You know, it will not fail unless the user is a scrub, which I like.
If you see Painwheel, tell her I'm sick of her ignoring my messages.
So, one thing about the... Oh, of course, one more reference here that's a little more obscure. It's a reference to Gundam. And, oh, now it's super cartoony because the budget ran out. Just kidding. Because what it was is originally Robo Fortune was just going to be a palette with voice pack for Robo Fortune. But they got so much money, they were able to make her full-fledged character. It didn't cost as much as another full character. She was about the equivalent of, like, a little less, because a lot of her sprites are just taken from the Robo Fortune, or Fortune base, and then turned into a, you know, they edited them. So her fighting style, though, is absolutely wonderful. She's, number one, she's the first character in the game to get beams, which are great. So like that there, they did not have the technology to make beams before she was in. So they added them in. You can even do aerial beams, which are pretty cool. And if you see there, we got a little head there, which we got from using a crouching hard kick, which is a little annoying to do in the Vita version because you have to use L1 because there's only R and L, right? So you have to use every button. Okay, let's not fail here. Oh god, oh my god, we lost. Well, that sucks. That's really embarrassing. Exposing my balls on stream. Right. No, I want to show off her features. That's what I want to do. So yeah, she has head drones, which you can use with the crouching hard kick. And then you basically, they're sort of like ammo, if you will. And then when you use them as ammo, you know, they each have different functions that you can use them for. And I'll see if I can show them off here. So you kind of just want to find an opening and use them. You know, so we got 3 here. So let's see if we can use them. So one function is you can send them out as a little missile. You can send one out as a landmine, which hits really well. And let's try and grab one more. 2 more, actually. And then if you use all 3, it becomes Dr. Doom's hidden missiles from Marvel vs. Capcom, which is absolutely wonderful. So other specials she has are, I used that wrong, she has a spinning one, which can be done with quarter circle forward, one of the punches. Let's not die again. I said let's not die again. Here's her level 1 super. Oh, one of them. Her other one is not as good, but I'll try and show it off. So, but no, otherwise she's totally different from how Fortune plays. I mean, she shares, like, you can tell a lot of the animations are based on Fortune animations, but they're used in completely different ways, you know, and she doesn't have any functionality with her head coming off, I mean, aside from the head drones, so, and that's a reference to, I think, Gradius, or one sort of shooter. So one thing that's interesting, though, is in the Vita version, I don't know if you noticed, but all the backgrounds are 2D. Now, the 2D backgrounds were originally used for, the PC version. If you had a lackluster PC, you could put on the 2D backgrounds and it would make it a lot easier to, you know, run. Because Skullgirls was said that they wanted to allow it to run on toasters, which confirmed because it runs full 60 frames per second on my PC, which is absolute garbage. So, I'm going to try and get her other super, though, because it's interesting at least. Here we go. Oh, it didn't work. Basically, it's a magnet, and then with the magnet, what you can do is you can then let go of it, and then it becomes this really cool looking throw. Come on. No, don't kill me again! Oh my god, what? I teched that. Jeez. Am I on normal? Did I accidentally put it on hard? Because I just ran through this yesterday. You know what it is? It's because I'm doing commentary. That's entirely what it is. But no, so originally she was just going to be a palette and voice, but then they had enough money. And this originally came from a joke a long time ago, where I think it was just like a one-off gag for a Skullgirls video that everyone sort of loved, and it became a full thing. Much like a lot of stuff with Skullgirls, a lot of it just started from just, you know, it's just a joke, and then the joke turned into a full-blown thing, which kind of sucks for fans who didn't follow the production. God, I keep screwing up with my kick button, because her aerial hard kick is amazing. She screams wub 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 and then just flies around, and it's really good, and I would be able to show it off if I wasn't getting destroyed. I'll just... There we go. Let's see if we can get it going. Oh, what? I didn't know you could even guard during that. That's crazy. I gotta try and get it to at least do the attack once. Is it gonna work? No. That's okay. Maybe there's... I haven't played as... I'd never use the magnetic hand attack, so maybe there's an actual button combo I have to press with it. I'll just check in the button soon. I mean, you can also use it for combos and stuff, and there are crazy combos with every character, of course, but that, you know, that's one that you can really use because it's totally physics based, so you can do crazy stuff with it. So let's just double check her moves for quickly. And oh, and her taunt, what it does is it's right here, really talks. She basically says something, and like her ticker tape goes back in like one of those wind-up toys. It makes her hold K, then release to grab. Okay, no, I was doing it right. It makes her hidden missiles, but they're called kitten missiles, if I remember. No, Hedron Salvo, but they're supposed to be kitten missiles. It makes them so that they actually do the full Marvel vs. Capcom salvo of them. Because normally it doesn't do as many because it was totally unfair attack. Anyone who plays Marvel vs. Capcom knows what I'm talking about with Doom's hidden missiles. You know. So one thing that you can do with Robo Fortune is she does have a double jump, so you can actually use it to sort of you know, like, so you jump, go wub wub, and then jump again and do wub wub again, you know, so you can do multiple hits with that. She doesn't have an air dash because, again, they wanted to make them different. I want to try and use her level 3 though, so let's try and let us come close to death here. God, computer pain wheel is the worst for just not doing anything. So let's, come on, hit us, because I want to show off the really crazy level 3. It's really crazy. It's one of the weirdest ones. There we go. Okay, don't kill us though. So she pulls out her heart system and starts going crazy. Then all you have to do is wait by the opponent and not die. Not die, I said. Jeez! I said not die. But I'll just explain what it does, because it's fine. It boosts all your stats. It causes your beams to do knockdown, which it normally don't do. Makes you faster, stronger, everything for, I think, 16 seconds. But then after 16 seconds, she starts beeping like she's going to explode. And then she explodes. That's what it does. And it does really big damage. But one of the coolest things about it is, because the lead guy for Skullgirls, Mike Z, is a huge Metroid fan. Like, Super Metroid is like one of his favorite games. And so, of course, Indivisible, the next game they're working on, is heavily based on Super Metroid, being a Metroidvania. So Robo Fortune actually has 2 Samus colors. Regular Various Suit Samus, and then Gravity Suit. And if you're using them and use that that super there, what'll happen is it will actually use the Super Metroid's Super Bomb effect, which is unique to that. Okay, we can show it off here because we got enough HP. So yeah, she'll use just see here. It'll have this Super Bomb effect exclusive to that palette. Oh, you missed. If I hit with that, though, it actually, it does really good damage, being a level 3, of course. Oh my god, don't you do this to me right now. Oh my god, are you serious? There we go. So yeah, it's really cool with that. That is, I think, based off of Kai Kisuke's, no, not Kai Kisuke, Robo Kai's ability from Guilty Gear, where he had something similar with a detonation mode. Not the exact same, but similar. But no, so like Robo Fortune, again, is a miserable little pile of memes, and a lot of people like that. You know, I'm fine with it. I think it's fine because they're not obnoxious memes, if you will. And when a character's whole design is they're a meme machine, I think it's okay, because she's reviled in universe even, you know, for her stuff, which is, I think, is fine then, you know. Of course, you know, I think one of the things they said for Indivisible is, you know, less memes, because people did complain about it, so they're listening, you know, and that's the important thing, which is sort of like with, what's it called, Guacamelee. They actually removed a whole bunch of memes in the Game of the Year edition, kind of, because people were just, you know, not liking it, which is, you know, again, I was fine with them, but then again, I'm garbage, you know. I mean, you can see how, from my gameplay, exactly what I mean, you know? But no, it's like, I mean, for the most part, aside from the low resolution, which you wouldn't really tell on either YouTube or anything, you know, the game runs perfectly well. I think they said you can get, the only way to get a little bit of slowdown is if you were to use, oh, I guess I can show off the other level 3 super. So if you hold the super when you do your level 1, you can actually do a level 3 version, which does more. And if you have 5 meters, you can do a level 5 version, which is more. So that's a cool feature. The Catastrophe Cannon has 3 forms, and you can use as much meter as you want. Like I was saying, though, there is slowdown, but you have to have, like, 4 characters on screen at once. It has to be, like, Big Ben, Double, Cerebella, and, like, all the big characters, you know. That's hilarious. That line was like nothing when you do the non-voice story mode, but when you get the voice, it actually plays the voice clip, and she says quote, end quote. That's hilarious. It's really good. Okay, so here's a line. People are like, I don't get what the Save Christmas line is. What they mean is there's a character called Christmas who was part of Last Hope. She wasn't trying to save Christmas. I mean, I'm sure it was written that way to make people laugh, but, you know. But no, actually, I'm fairly certain that this whole thing is a reference also to Robo Kai's story in Guilty Gear, where it's like, you know, made by the creator, then starts to question the creator, you know. So yeah, no, it's this story mode is totally just them having fun. You know, this was the last character. I think they originally even said, like, that wasn't a big plan to have a story mode for her, but if they were, it was going to just be a jokey one. And this is actually Robo Fortune's stage, which looks really bad in the 2D version, because in this one, it just looks like, you know, 2 stopped cars and whatever, because what it is, you're on a train. When you actually do this stage in the 3D version, it's super cool because of the fact that it's you actually ride through all of, like, around New Meridian, and you pass a car, and you can actually see in the car Fukua, and she's riding there. If you're playing as Philia, and there's nobody's playing as Fukua, you can see her there, and it's a really cool, creepy cameo. But if you're not playing as Philia, Philia will appear in the stage right there, where she's at right now, in the background. Philia actually will appear in the Medici Tower, too. There's actually a number of, you know, like, when you're not playing as the character will appear in these locations, sort of things. And I think that's really cool. It's one of my favorite features in fighting games, you know, to sort of see other ones in the background. I do enjoy that. So let's see if we can get this going. So yeah, but if you use it, it now does knockdown, which is really good for, you know, getting them in the corner with you. And this is sort of a will hit regardless sort of thing, where it's like they could be in a invincible animation and it will still hit them. So we didn't win with it, but, you know, if we didn't be so good, we would have won with it, because it's unblockable. You gotta run. And I love this. So, Miss Fortune and Robo Fortune meet. There is no dialogue. They just fight. Don't know if that's a reference to anything. I wouldn't be surprised. But it's so good. Like, I know a lot of people would probably be disappointed, but I think it's even better. Like, it's sort of like you don't need to say anything. It's everything is there, you know? But yeah, no, the 2D stages just, because they're 2D art of the 3D stages, they look different. Like, they almost feel like different stages entirely. You know, like, this stage doesn't look to me, just from looking at it, like the actual, you know, cathedral stage. So if you need to get out of a corner with Misfortune or Robo Fortune, the best thing is to use this chainsaw here, because you actually have 3 frames of super armor. I'm pretty sure it's 3 frames. From the last thing I remember, it was 3 frames. But that could have changed with balance patches and stuff, because I kind of once Robo Fortune came out, like, I stopped looking into the balance patches and stuff, mostly because, like, the reason I was into the balance patches were when this game was in the endless beta phase. The balance patches also came with updates to the beta characters, and I was more interested in those than I was the actual balances of pre-existing characters, unless they added like a new move or a new palette or something. And yeah, it's like, you know, she's like, it points out the fact that, like, why does everyone talk to Marie, even though it's just like they just gotta fight, you know? It's great.
I'm not even sure if my creator was thinking straight. Can the skull heart grant my desire to shed these flawed constraints?
I accepted the skull heart in hopes of challenging.
Marie is really popular in Japan. Did I talk about that before? Because she really is. I remember when this game came out in Japan, there was posts on Japanese Twitter, because she's playable in trial mode, and or challenge mode rather, which you can watch. I put a video up on YouTube of, and all these Japanese people were tweeting like, oh, also, hey, Mega Man X reference. People were tweeting, you know, pictures of like Marie crying with a controller in her hand, like, oh, you're finally playable, patting on the back, you know.
Also, did you just give away a major plot point?
But no, it's you know, right there. None of this is canon. The character is, unlike Fuqua. Fuqua is a non-canon character with a non-canon story. Robo Fortune is a canon character with a non-canon story. Does that make sense? Like, I mean, none of the characters' stories are canon. It's not like, you know, any of them are the true story mode. But there's bits and pieces that are. And so I guess you could sort of say like Robo Fortune's is canon, and the fact that her being made is like a canon sort of thing. But for the most part, this was just done for fun, you know. But let's get started. So it's actually pretty easy to fight Marie with of course a beam character, because you're given, you know, pretty good attacks, but also all the spinning attacks stagger her a lot. Oh, but there you can see there was a bit of some frame drops, and it was actually a little laggy there. You can go like that. You can go one, oh, or not. That's okay. No, I'm not doing that one. This one here can stagger. You know, so like you can go 1, 2, 3. So like the last hit will stagger her. I just don't want to lose again. I've lost to Marie so many times in these videos, it's not worth it. Oh god, it's gonna happen again. Oh god, it keeps happening. Oh yeah, that's I didn't show her hard kick off, but it's actually Misfortune's knockback animation, which is pretty good. Oh god, no. Oh god, no. Okay, hidden missiles, let's go. So yeah, if I were to taunt it, it would have done the whole thing. I actually, in my Japanese story mode playthrough with Robo Fortune, I do show off the extended hidden missiles on Marie, and it's actually super hype. So go watch that if you want to see the taunt into longer hidden missiles. But there we go. That's Robo Fortune story mode.
No matter what wish is made.
I want to think that this is a joke on the super troubled development of Skullgirls. For those of you who don't know, there were so many problems with it. Just not coming out on certain systems, Konami dropping them, the company that they were working with getting sued by Def Jam. It's crazy. So I want to think it's a reference to that. It's probably not, though. But Robo Fortune decides, I'm not going to wish on it, I'm going to use it as a power source. Because that makes sense, and the Skull Heart's like, yeah, this is change of pace, you know, it's like Shenron being like, oh, hey, finally, you know, you guys aren't wishing for characters to be brought back to life. Yeah, no, brain drain, I was surprised too.
I mean, of course you did. I built you after all. Never
But the joke is that he's partially organic. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's the Nyoran or whatever face from the 4-panel comics from Haruhi Suzumiya. That's like that's a pretty obscure reference for the West, you know.
A machine, a new form that will surpass our own.
And of course, how does it end? Well, it's kind of like Eliza's ending. You know, you'll see. It's a little, yeah. This is actually a reference to the Great Warriors of Fire from Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind. Really, really good Miyazaki anime. Please watch it. It's super, super, super good. Like, it's, you know.
Robo Fortune and her successors.
Yeah, so they create giant warriors of cats and destroyed the world. And this, okay, so that's like the only appearance of Isaac in the game. He was one of the characters who was in the ballot, but this is like his only appearance. You know, and I love old Snake version of Adam. It looks so badass.
Doc's got a point there.
And Annie goes into her season 2 mode, previously only seen in concept art and stuff, which I'm happy they sort of made canon. But like, look at that extended cast of characters they gotta put in the game somewhere. Increase in sodium chloride. They're talking about salt. There's a lot of salt jokes in this game. You know, it's like salty umbrella, because that's such a fighting game term, you know. So I love it. But with that said, guys, we beat the final story mode for Skullgirls. Oh, I guess I should say super big thanks to the TheEyZMaster. I don't know how to pronounce your name. For designing the thumbnail for this part, because again, there's no Skull Bunny of Robo Fortune, and he was one of the only people who was willing to try and design Robo Fortune. So, thank you for that, everyone who helped these videos. You know, we got multiple people working on the thumbnails. We got doing all this stuff. Robo Ref. Look at all these people. Look at all these people. Voice recording people. So they actually put like a lot of the you know, other stuff first. Chris Nioy, see, that's Kerbifer. Javier Ulola, he actually is good friends with me. I lie, we're actually not friends, but a friend of friends. Zone there, everyone knows Zone. But like, look at all these people who worked on it. It's so good. Anyone else I recognize, you know, that I follow or whatever? Not especially. Patron Saints, so these are the people who helped with drawing and animating them again. We went through that. Celsai, I talked to her on Twitter quite a bit. South Popper. Know them. Fuqua Volunteer Animation, Skullmageddon, I remember that. Guest costume designs, guest gallery artists, you can look at those in later on and stuff. Omocat, I know her. Special thanks, Pocola was a Japanese streamer for Skullgirls who actually made her own meme of whenever this really cool stuff would happening, the screen would have these effects and they would play, the Skullgirls theme, and that's actually now a feature in the game, the Pocola effect. It's so good. But I don't know what else I'm doing here. Oh, right, there's an extra extended ending.
Did they just do our job for us?
Yes. Yes, they did.
I don't exactly get this ending. Like, it's worth it for this, though. It's adorable. But yeah, no, there we go. I think they're talking about the destruction of the world. I'm pretty sure. Of course, you know, they're going to be sequel characters and stuff. But, no, this is the Skullgirls Story Commentaries ending. I just want to say thank you to, you know, everyone who came along on this ride. I'm just going to go look for me because I want to see where I am. There I am. Oh my god, there it is. Right there. Boom, right in the middle of the screen right now. Tanner, goodbye 18,000 Bashnik. That's me. God, that took way too long to find. Totally worth it, though. Thank you all for watching the Skullgirls commentaries, guys. See you all next time, and enjoy whatever version of this game you're going to play, unless you have an Xbox One, in which case, haha, you're stuck with the Xbox 360 version because you picked up a terrible console. That's how I'm ending this Let's Play. See you all next time, guys. Ciao.